Spirit. He said when He is come, He will lead us and guide us into all truth. He will be our comforter. He will be our friend. And God, today may He reveal Himself in a real and tangible way to those who need it. Go into the deepest recess of their hearts, Lord, where when sometimes what's spoken by others cannot do it, but Lord, your Holy Spirit could gentle say, my child, I am there for you. I will bring you through. And Father God, today I pray that you release your presence over our nation. So that we be conscious of you, Lord, and release your power over our nation, that will lose chains, lose bondages, Lord. And God, we pray that you will break the power of the evil one over our nation and the hearts and the lives of our people today. We pray as our children make preparation and parents make preparation for school, Lord. You're going to be there. They're going to prove you as their provider. They're going to prove that, God, you are there. You always defend the poor and the vulnerable. You always lift up the downtrodden this morning. And I pray that even there may somebody today might lack, God, they realize there is a balm in Gilead to heal the sin sick soul. There's someone who is greater than every circumstance that we might face or may able even encounter today, Lord. So I just pray that we will lift up our eyes unto the hills from whence cometh their help. Where does your help come from? The heavens, the Lord who make the heavens and the earth. So Lord, give us a blessed and productive day. Cover us under your blood from the north, the south, the east, the west, our trial and state. Surround us like a cloud today, Lord, and be our strength and our strong tower. Give encouragement to somebody who really needed today, somebody who's at the point of their need today. Lord, help them to find release, that relief in you, Lord, that you are the strong tower, you're the mighty one, you're the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You have done it before, and you are able to do it again this morning, Lord. And I just speak comfort. I just speak peace among us today, Lord. In the mighty name of Jesus, with thanksgiving, I pray. Amen and amen.
Amen and good morning. How you doing, sister?
Not 100%. Struggling with the cool of it, but I'm good.
All right. Are you going to come down today?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll see you later. Take care of yourself.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
It is real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.realfmgrenada.com. Good morning, Caribbean. Good morning, Grenada. Good morning to the WORLD base sky inside of England. Good morning to you. How are you doing? Wow, my friends, my foes, what's up? Yeah, did I say my foes? Yes, I did. Come on. One thing you have to understand, you have to salute everybody, irrespective of who they are. Do you understand? You have to give respect to every single person throughout the land. And that is important. Yeah, you may not like the person. You may not like how the person behaves. That is okay. But the important thing, while not liking the person, while not liking how the person behaves, the important thing is that you do not disrespect the person. Two things you shouldn't disrespect. A person, you may, and I may at times, but a person, one, and two, and most importantly, the office of an individual. Yeah, them things there, don't play with them. Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, good morning, good morning once again. My name is Andrew Donald. Of course, I have that urge to be with you again for yet another morning. Let me see what I'm doing here. Okay, so we're gonna do this. As my good friend Baby Daddy says, please, please, please hit the likes. Hit the likes. And Andrew, did you hit the like? And Watts, did you? Errol Bonaparte, did you? Cynthia, did you hit the like? Tamika Moses, did you? Hey, good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Caribbean. Yeah, man. All the people who are on, you need to hit the like now. Bang.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, birds of prey waiting to swallow. swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Where you go when you're walking, what you say when you're talking. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful. I say we have to prepare to meet the challenges of life without fear. Greed and jealousy, hatred and envy, man, you have to move with care in that jungle of...
You gotta do that, you gotta do this, you gotta do the other, but I've got a link with drumsticks. Good morning, drums.
Hello, good morning.
How you doing, my dear?
I'm good.
Talk to me.
Good morning to you. Good morning to the nation. Stalwart, good morning. Pastor, good morning. I'm reading from the Word of God, Proverbs 22. A good name is rather than to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. The rich and the poor met together. The Lord is the maker of them all. And a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are perish. By humility and the fear of the Lord are riches in honor and life. This is the end of the scripture reading.
And thank you so very much. How are you today, my dear?
I'm great.
You okay? And how are the children?
Everybody's all right.
Everybody's all right.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. All right, take care of yourself. Have a good one now.
Yeah, you have a nice day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, great. Da la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Ooh. La 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 la. La la la. Am I singing? That wasn't singing. No answer. Am I singing? That was not singing. Don't get twisted. Joyce, what happening? Good morning. People have data and think they just want to waste it. Yeah. Today is another day. You're probably asking, what day is today? Tuesday. It's another day. That's what it is. Christine Utley, good morning. So all those of you who on the likes there now, who's saying hi and hello, have you clicked like? No. Click the like. You cannot like if we in this thing together, you know. Yeah, people, we in this thing together. So I don't understand it. Hit the likes and click it. We're in this thing together. We're gonna work forever. Wow. That big tune asking me what I'm singing. Are they singing? I'm singing in my business. Anyway, friends, I got a surprise this morning. Mr. Carl Caton decided that he started staying home. So he came in this morning. Good morning, Carl.
Morning, Andre.
How you doing?
I'm good. And morning to the listeners.
So.
Good morning to the 50 listeners out there to Real FM platform.
Let me show them how you look. Real spruce something this morning. There's Carl. Boom. There's Carl right there. See, that's Carl.
I hear you.
There is Carl right there.
It's been a minute I haven't been inside here, Dre.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
It's still the same, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
Except that and that.
Yeah.
We'll switch it around.
You still have the homely feeling, man. So.
Well, of course. That's what Real FM is all about. That is what Real FM is all about. But it's nice to have you. So, well, I know what you've been up to, but the experiences in the land, how's that going?
It's going very good. As a matter of fact, I'm meeting my set goals as to what I want to do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in the process of clearing now, and I gave myself a timeline like the coming month or 2 weeks into the month to start planting.
Oh yeah.
So I'm on the ball.
So when does the clearing finish?
Well, one block has been finished yesterday, so I just await the tractor to come and plow and get it in order.
How much does it cost to plow that?
Well, I think it's maybe 150 an hour, I think. Thereabouts.
And that will take about an hour?
Nah, the area I think might take around 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a large area. So how much land are you doing there? What, 2 acres?
Well, the intention is to do about 6.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello, anybody home? I'm knocking. 6 acres.
Yeah.
With peppers and
Yeah. I want to make it a OEC one stop. So when vendor or anybody comes in, they'll get a few things, maybe about 5-6 things they could walk away with. And what was interesting, Andre Donald, whilst using the weed whacker, the weed eater, 2 gentlemen who knew me before, they said, Master Khalil, do that work?
We'll come back to you. Let's get our act together and get the weather. This is real. This is 91.9, 91.5, www.drealfmgrenada.com. Good morning, Grenada.
I say we have to prepare to meet the challenges of life without fear. Greed and jealousy, hatred and envy, man, you have to move with care in that jungle out there.
You gotta be careful in that jungle out there. You better believe that. My dearest Cassia Johnson is at the Met Office. That's at the Morris Bishop International Airport. Yes, that's where she is. And she's going to tell us what's going to happen weather-wise for the next 24 hours. Good morning, Cassia.
Good morning to you and good morning to the listeners. Here is the weather for today, Tuesday, 30th August, 2022. Presently at the airport, conditions are fair and hazy. Winds are calm. Pressure 1013.5 millibars, which is above normal and rising. Present temperature 27.4 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity 85%. Yesterday's maximum temperature was 31.3 degrees Celsius. Minimum temperature last night 26.6 degrees Celsius. Over the past 24 hours, there was 6.4 millimeters of rainfall at the airport, which brings the total for the month to 159.9 millimeters. Looking at the public forecast, valid for today and tonight, the weather is expected to be generally fair, breezy, and hazy. Today's maximum temperature 31.0 degrees Celsius. Winds northeasterly to easterly at 12 to 22 miles per hour. Seas slight to moderate, waves 2 to 5 feet in open waters. Tides are currently falling and will be low at 11:30 a.m., high at 6 p.m. Sunset today 6:21, sunrise tomorrow 5:58. Again, the weather is expected to be generally fair, breezy, and hazy. From the Met Office, I am Cassia Johnson.
Thank you, Cassie, and do have yourself a pleasant day, my dear.
Thank you, Sam.
Great, bye-bye. It is real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.drealfmgrenada.com. Thanks again to the Met Office and, of course, the person who represented them for this morning, Miss Cassia Johnson. This is real, your friendly family station. Hey, bleeding from the north. Yeah. See, they say we bleed. You know, people say, oh, I bleed in yellow blood, I bleed in green blood. Me, I bleed the real FM 24/7 365 48/4. Oh, that gangster talk here. Whoop, we're gonna take a commercial breakdown. We'll be right back. This is your station that is beyond any measure. You better believe that. Good morning, Grenada.
Who wants to save 30%? Everybody! Now more than ever, Flow understands the need to make your dollar stretch. Our new bundles can help you save 30% off your current bill. Plus, get a free speed upgrade on your in-home internet. Simply add your mobile to your current home services account and save 30%. It's easy. Sign up now and save. All on the most reliable fixed and mobile network on island. Visit a Flow store or call us at 1-800-804-2994 for more information. Flow, it only gets better. Terms and conditions apply.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent, perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines, yet suitable for your hand wash, soft on your hands. Ozone disinfectant cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness. Keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents, soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges, and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited presents its 90th anniversary Best Kept Kitchen Garden Competition. Get involved, complete the forms, and send us your photos of your kitchen garden. Show the judges how you grow your produce. The person with the best kept kitchen garden in each parish will win $900. That's right, $900. Competition ends September 17th, 2022. Entry forms and details can be found on our website at www.grenadacoopbank.com and our social media pages. Enter now and make your parish proud. Special terms and conditions apply.
Welcome home. Introducing the Grenlec mobile app. You can now get your bill balance and easily track energy usage for your home or business. Report and receive alerts about power outages. Plus, stay up to date by receiving the latest notifications. Yes, the Grenlec app keeps you connected anytime, anywhere. The Grenlec mobile app. Download for 24/7 access.
Hey, I know a store where you can get almost everything English. Things like quality cell phones with all accessories, various sizes of Bluetooth speakers for every occasion, clothing for men, women, and children of the highest quality, colognes, watches, and custom jewelry at the best prices in the nation. You can also shop for the best in baby items like disposable diapers of different brands and sizes. We have computers, fridges, microwaves, cookers, and washing machines. Also in stock are blood pressure machines and batteries for watches and more. Every deal is a steal. Visit Little England right here in the Quasi in Sutez. Call us today at 458-4111. That's 458-4111. The Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Fisheries and Cooperatives informs the public that the start of the 2022 Farm Labor Support Program has been postponed until further notice. The Ministry apologizes to all involved for any inconveniences caused. Ministry of Agriculture, ensuring food and nutrition security for all.
Get the drive with Lucozade Energy. Buy Lucozade and enter for a chance to win the grand prize of a Toyota Hilux. Plus, win up to 500,000 instant prizes, including Fitbit watches, GoPros, earbuds, Amazon gift cards, and free Lucozade. To enter, buy one of the Lucozade Energy promo bottles and look under the cap for your code. Enter it online or send it via WhatsApp, Xpressions, and social media for details. Buy, win, and get the drive with Lucozade Energy today. Lucozade, taste the energy.
Good morning, Grenada. It's a Tuesday morning. It's a nice morning. It's a Tuesday morning. And as I said, got a guy with me this morning. We cool. We all right. Most of the times. Guy, you there?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, good. I want to read something to you, something I was browsing through. And I'll read it to you, and then I'll tell you where it came from.
Yeah.
It is the right of the respective legal parties to determine how they wish to defend their client. However, the consequence of continuing a media frenzy regarding who is right and who is wrong, fueling a fire of emotions and burning up the goodwill among people, isn't good for the society. You've listened there?
Yeah.
Generally, what do you think about a statement like that?
That statement covers all bases as to the situation with the Anderson Peters saga.
It is. And it was written by Ray Roberts. He has an article. Here's the thing: the DPP, and the caption is the DPP made the right decision.
I think Dr. Alexis wrote a piece on that too. You know?
Yeah, where he but his thing was the guy trying to Houdini the thing or something.
Yeah,
like that?
but why I say the DPP is well within his constitutional food. The DPP to make that decision, and it's
to do that time,
and it's not an unusual decision, because I think what the attorney is trying to bring across, it is an unusual partisan thing, but that is something that could happen. I go tell you something, Andre, in my dealings, being part of the RGPF, and when you the NC or somebody in charge of a police station, if somebody just in similar sense, somebody brings somebody in, and you ask them why you bring this person into custody, and if what they're telling you does not suffice, you could act and do the same thing.
The officer in charge of the station?
If what you bring the person, and the person say, and see why you bring it for, and what they say does not constitute something, because you see a lot of decision, public interest must be solved. That is why they say justice ought to be done and seem to be done, because it seem to be done is the public interest part. So what the director of public prosecution do, he took into consideration the public interest. Is the general public interested in the lawyer going forward and doing what he wanted to do in terms of cross-charge and so forth? No, it was not in the public interest. So the DPPs are well within his authority to act. So you don't act willy-nilly and out of spite and so on, and trying to, because what the attorney trying to, one of the things trying to selective justice and so on. No, it's the public interest is something that ought to be solved. Because if you start having it and in the public lose confidence in the process, it's a bad thing, and in no way did the director of public prosecution abuse his authority. Because we're not accustomed to the DPP making such decisions. It seemed to be a strange decision. No, if you understand the workings of the Constitution, the workings of the authority of the director of public prosecution, that is well within his portfolio to act. So there's nothing wrong or erroneous or partisan about the decision. And like the article say, it is well within the rights of the attorney to defend his clients or represent his clients whatsoever. I mean, but there are ways and means of getting it done. And one of the things that stood out was calling on the Prime Minister to act. It's a media circus, because the attorney very well know that is not proper to call on the Prime Minister to act.
It's an improper statement.
Yes, he know that. It's not a case where he don't know to say why he don't know. He know. He of all person know. But like you say, the media frenzy and media circus continue. Because Grenada has become a place of media frenzy and circus. And that's just one of the things. And a lot of people unsuspecting does get sucked into the circus and the media frenzy. And again, I wonder, an attorney of that ilk was so comfortable on the media saying he calling on the Prime Minister, wondering what else is there to come from him. Because with this comfort to say, I'm calling on the Prime Minister, and he know, and Andre, this thing people must understand. The attorney know if he has any issue, the judicial and legal services is somebody had to write and ventilate and cite a case. So if you feel the DPP has acted improper, he know the avenue to go. The fact that he go and trying to say he calling on the Prime Minister and so on, to me, as rightly said by the writer, is a media circus. Trying to gain emotions and so on. And we have in recent times tend to deal with a lot of issues based on emotions and not the facts of the issue, or the facts so wrong in the issue. And that is one of the cases. Because the fact here, you believe that your client was unjustly thing to. You know if you believe the thing. So by his mere utterance of act of calling to the Prime Minister, Andre, tells a story that even he don't believe the DPP do something wrong. Because if he believe the DPP do something wrong, he know he had to write, he had to go and scribe to the Judicial and Legal Service Commission. He know what he had to do. The mere fact that he didn't go down the road, Andre, and trying to come and stir up the emotions of people by saying the DPP or in his thing and so on, tells us so. He tells us he don't even, he believe, or you know, and he ought to know, because he's not an ordinary attorney. He was the legal advisor to Cabinet at one time, the Attorney General. So he had to watch some salt. He's not a run-of-the-mill fly-by-night man. You say, well, they're just trying to practice. He ought to know.
But what happens when someone who ought to know behaves like someone who does not know?
It's misleading. So I always like to look at it and follow the money. So I don't know if some promises was made to that particular gentleman. I don't know. So he feels so comfortable in say, I'm calling on the Prime Minister so to check it. I don't know, maybe. Maybe he have that kind of confidence in the Prime Minister to treat with, to deal with everything. But he knows the DPP act within his authority.
And you read the Francis scribing.
Not in its entirety.
What did you pull from it there?
Well, what did the DPP say in the remedy that the lawyer seemed asking for the Prime Minister to do is just cock and bull? Because he said the lawyer ought to know that what if he had to remedy the situation, or if he thinks the situation needs to remedy, the route to go, and calling on the Prime Minister to mingle up the thing is not a matter, because that is no way in the jurisdiction of the Prime Minister based on the Constitution. So he's trying to think, but the DPP is able, because listen to the DPP, and the DPP is able and ready for whatsoever, and the DPP even advise him. Say that he forget and he didn't remember, the DPP advised him the route to go. Cite your case, make a case against, if you feel the DPP don't do something right, make a case against him, write the Judicial and Legal Service Commission and say, well, that man don't performing well, look at what he do, here's what. But like I tell you, the mere fact that he hasn't gone down the road, Andre, leads me to believe he knows that the DPP act right. And you see, in this country, people always seems to have a phobia or a fear to bail the cat, to nip it in the bud, to do what is right.
Mm-hmm.
And the DPP has demonstrated that he has the appetite to do what is right and exercise his authority. And he didn't do it for himself. He did it in the public interest. That must not be forgotten here. The public interest, because even when you make laws to govern citizens' conduct, it ought to be done in the public interest, Andre. You don't make draconian laws just to punish. Laws is to guide and to regulate the conduct of citizens. It is not made to punish, prosecute, or persecute citizens. The action of the DPP should not be to punish, to prosecute citizens. It has to be for in the public interest, and I dare say the greater good for the greater number. And the DPP act proper in my view, and in the view of a lot of legal luminaries. So the piece you just wrote, read is not far from really what happening. And one have to recognize and understand what it is. And you see, when we speak about content and information, there's a lot of things which would affect us, how our lives and livelihood, Andre. But for some reason, we're not up to it. We don't understand it, and very few persons would venture to explain it to us. So, to us, we don't really understand other things, and then we emotionally tend to attack it. Because I dare say, Andre, and I just mentioned it briefly yesterday, and it will come to play the recent situation in these environs, the unfortunate death of the young lady.
Yeah.
It would play out in a particular way that we are not accustomed to. And a lot of people wonder why it is playing out that way. But if we understand a lot of things based on law and the Constitution and so forth, we would understand. And you will get a lot of emotional comments based on what here is at play. Because persons who feel justice ought to be served by that person being that, without gathering all the information and facts, would have a rude awakening and say, well, how we saw that thing happening? It's because we're not educated too off and by the happenings. So persons might see the person who had been assisting the police in the investigation walking the road, and they'll say, why that person walking the road? But if they understand what went on and what has to happen, they would know that it is a procedural thing that is going on and not necessarily a side taking. So I hope no attorney will jump up again and say, as this attorney.
So even if the person is walking the road, it does not mean that the person has been exonerated.
No, but there's a process to get to. And there's something that we not accustomed to, but it's something that we should know about, something they call inquest. Inquest is the finding out. And most time things happen like that, you have to have one. It is more exercise in cases of police when somebody might lose their life in a police facility. You usually have an inquest to determine.
As was the case in St. David's.
Yeah, and then as was your case in Central Police Station one time too.
There was one in Victoria one
yeah,
time.
so you have to have that, and that is the process. And that is how we as the citizens ought to be educated and to know. So when things like that happen, you won't find you have an emotional response to it, but you should have a response. Okay, that's the process. Let's see how the process pans out, and let's respect that that process has to happen.
So it does not mean that him or her
is exonerated at this point.
Is guilty or not guilty?
No,
no.
It's findings.
It's findings.
And one has to understand that you have to follow the evidence where it leads. Because evidence to prove or disprove. And evidence has to be conclusive, because he who alleges must prove. So even if you prefer or you think there should be a particular charge, you have to have enough evidence
to so charge. You can't just, because something happened and you figure, okay, why?
Because
Carl did it, so let me just charge Carl. No.
Because every offense committed has to have what you call it points to prove. What constitutes, what proves that particular charge. And the burden of proof is on the prosecution to prove beyond the reason of any doubt.
Because I don't have to prove that I'm not guilty.
No.
You have to prove
me guilty. He who alleges must prove.
Yeah.
And in proving, you have to bring forward information. And when the information is tested, then it becomes evidence. So sometimes we might say, oh, in our own way, oh, I hear that. But sometimes when this evidence is brought before a reasonable tribunal, not no kangaroo court, it will stand up the test. because evidence has to stand the test. From who it is coming from, you have to recognize if that person is reliable, if they're speaking the truth, and so on. If you could rely on what they're saying, so the person character and all kind of things just comes into play. Because if you listen and you go to court at many times, and the defense would make a case of no case submission, they would rely on a few things. You have two cases usually use Lord Parker's address to magistrate and Galbraith versus the Queen, where you ask, is that person that is saying these things reliable enough so we could believe? Are we convinced that what he said is the real thing? So you have a test. So the evidence for any charge, especially the might be or would be charged in the scenario in the environs recently, the weight attached to the evidence is heavy. So it's not just saying what is, oh, they used to do that and they used to do that and they used to do that. It's what is relevant. Because you have a particular case where he said the court is not concerned about how the evidence is obtained. What the court is concerned, is it relevant to what you're trying to prove? And bearing in mind, persons have to understand, again, Andre, the symbol of justice supposedly supposed to be a virgin who does not know of the world and know a lot of things.
Blind.
She eye tie blind, so she ain't seen. And she has a scale out, and any weight weighs heavier, she calls. So what is saying, the symbol of justice in itself, she don't have no dog in the race. She only calls it as she sees it. So one has to understand these things, and in the same breath with the article we read, even the allegation made by that lawyer have to go through that same evidential test. He can't just say the DPP acting. He has to prove with evidence that the DPP act improper. So just going in and create a media circus is not enough to say that. And writing to the Judicial and Legal Service Commission, Andre, he has to lay out a case with evidence supporting what he's trying to say about the DPP. And he knows that, or he should know that. So when and I think that is a process that has to happen in this country, Andre, when we need to educate the citizenry about the happenings, because a lot of times when you don't know, you let emotion take over. And when you see and do things, you can't take them back. You understand? You can't take them back. No matter all the sorry you could say, no matter all the tears you will cry, you can't take them back. But the fundamental thing about the Director of Public Prosecution and the decision was made in the public interest. And that must be understood. It's not about him. It's not about Anderson Peters. But it's about the public interest. And it's not no selective justice. So that is something persons must understand and know. Because if you look at the whole thing with the lawyer, you will say, oh, by them men and them thing and so on, and they beat up the man, and the man and do that, and they say the man pull the first punch and all that kind of thing, and something must happen for that to happen, and all what. But in the public interest, is it proper to go to bring a case like that? And in the deliberate judgment of the DPP, which I find, and I agree with Andre, it doesn't pass that particular test. And that particular attorney knows or should know. So that's my bit on it. I might go on a bit long, but I was just trying to explain a little bit as to what it could be.
What I'd say in all of this is it's very simple, Carl. And it is something that, a statement that I make all the time. A tree falls in the forest. There's no one to hear it. Makes no noise. The media is giving this guy too much, how you say, forward.
Yeah.
Because if you don't say anything about it, if the media doesn't carry it, every time he calls to and he wants to say something, if the media does not bother with him, Carl,
Yeah.
then nobody will hear it. You speak for he and your wife, or he and your children, or he and your girlfriend, or he and your boyfriend, or whatever. That's who you're speaking to. So I'm exonerated here when people don't believe what I say, but that tree falls in the forest. If there's no one to hear it, does it make noise? And I'm saying no, it doesn't make noise. Don't carry his stories, his utterances as it relates to this. Don't carry them, don't bother with him. Nobody knows if he's alive. That's my take on it.
Well, Andre, when the media houses that carrying all this thing looking for an audience to, and they feel like a way of getting it, so they don't care about what it's doing. They just know, well, okay, here's what. And we go just carry it, and they tell you they create that emotion, the rule of emotions.
Yes.
Store up emotions.
Because that's all the
well, that was the intent.
That was his intent.
So the lawyer achieved his mission.
Mm-hmm. You get a couple of cases, I'm trying that again.
But what is instructive to note, many a times, that I tell you, having the appetite to nip it in the bud and belt in the cat, in my opinion, the DPP did well by coming out and see.
This is where it stops.
Because you see, and that tells you the confidence the DPP has in the decision he made. It was not no fly-by-night emotional thing. And he spoke strongly, Andre, but at the same time, you didn't get no idea that he was vexed or thing.
No.
He just laid it out and like he said, come for me. Already. Do what you have to do.
6 minutes on to the 8 o'clock hour. Tomorrow is the day, Carl. When we come back, we'll talk about it for a minute. This is Real FM Radio, friends.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway, St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials, including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel, and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, insect screens, and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&M Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices, or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&M Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Fisheries and Cooperatives informs the public that the start of the 2022 Farm Labor Support Program has been postponed until further notice. The ministry apologizes to all involved for any inconveniences caused. Ministry of Agriculture, ensuring food and nutrition security for all.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent, perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines, yet suitable for your hand wash, soft on your hands. Ozone disinfecting cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness. Keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents, soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges, and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
Dear customers, as we do our part to limit the impact of COVID-19 in Grenada, Grenlec remains committed to providing a service you can depend on. And in these challenging times, we appreciate your effort to keep your account current. Our 24-hour mobile and online services are great for convenience and maintaining social distance. Call 237 for 24-hour bill balances or to report faults and emergencies. Pay your bills online with internet banking, available with Republic, First Caribbean, and Grenada Cooperative Bank. For other queries, email customer support at grenlec.com. Together, we can keep each other safe. Together, we will smile again.
Now more than ever, Flow is working hard to keep you connected to the things that matter most. Your family, your work, and your favorite entertainment. We are also providing Flow Study free of charge so students can stay connected and up to date with their schoolwork. And because your safety is our highest priority, you can manage your account from the safety of your own home through the MyFlow app. We are here for you, keeping you connected.
Introducing the Grenlec mobile app. You can now get your bill balance and easily track energy usage for your home or business. Report and receive alerts about power outages. Plus, stay up to date by receiving the latest notifications. Yes, the Grenlec app keeps you connected anytime, anywhere. The Grenlec mobile app. Download for 24/7 access.
Hey, I know a store where you can get almost everything English. Things like quality cell phones with all accessories, various sizes of Bluetooth speakers for every occasion, clothing for men, women, and children of the highest quality, colognes, watches, and custom jewelry at the best prices in the nation. You can also shop for the best in baby items like disposable diapers of different brands and sizes. We have computers, fridges, microwaves, cookers, and washing machines. Also in stock are blood pressure machines and batteries for watches and more. Every deal is a steal. Visit Little England right here in the Quasi in Sutez. Call us today at 458-4111. That's 458-4111.
Oh boy. Anyway, can I have the last WORD on this, Carl? Yes. Are you sure? No, I'll give you the last one.
No. I want you have the last one.
No. We can share, but I just need to say this as somebody just sent a message here to me, Carl, and says, something's wrong, because how could you enter into a situation here? You entered into a situation, well, and Carl, it must have been the DPP, right? You entered into a situation with this because you're going against it was you against the Crown, right?
Yeah.
So you entered into an agreement with the same DPP or somebody who represented him at the time, and you say, hey, my guys are going to plead guilty. You agreed.
A plea bargain.
You took a plea bargain, and then you turn around now and say you have more evidence to prove. Well, so who's civilized and who is the jackass?
No, man, who's civilized and who is the monkey?
I don't understand. Seriously.
That biasness?
He biased. And he buy the whole one.
Well, listen, and in the plea bargain, he gets something, because I remember one of the guys they didn't charge.
Yeah, one guy get free.
So he still want more.
You want more?
You like me brother Umba?
Yeah, that's what Sparrow. The guy. In the jungle.
He cook up one and he eat one raw.
Yeah, and he ball in.
No, but actions like that, Andre, ought to be called out.
Yeah.
This and coming from a person who ought to know by reason of he being the legal advisor to Parliament. So are we saying that man didn't give him Parliament proper advice? Because if he giving that man $100, by the fruits you go know them. Even though sometimes you go and you buy a citrus tree, but you want 9 by 1, if they are go spoil lime or orange, You have to wait for the fruits. And when the fruits come in, them and you don't know. So are we saying this particular guy doing that now? What else has he done?
Dr. Michelle, that guy give you some bad advice.
And to go Malta.
Who's in Malta, bro?
Malta is a nice little place in the Mediterranean.
I say, who's there?
I don't know. They say it's a nice life, nice in Malta.
But what is in Malta?
Good living.
They're not long life?
No.
But you prefer good living?
Yes.
Let me see what Mr. Henry is saying here. That media should allow the attorney's request in order to publicly display his or her mindset. The public to draw their conclusions from his or her deliveries. I understand what you say, but the media also has a responsibility, because if the media was to give every single person that platform to speak, then what can happen is chaos. That is why you have opinion pieces.
But Andre, I dare say
Right.
I respect.
I just responding to you.
No. I respect Jimmy's analysis.
Mm-hmm.
However, when you're dealing with evidence, there's something called circumstantial evidence, and you could point it where you want to. So if allowed and not checked, the attorney could point the situation where he wants to and make people believe
Jimmy,
that the DPP is mischieving somebody. That is the danger here. Allowing, because circumstantial evidence is like a rope. The more strands you have, the stronger you get. So if you allow the gentleman to plait more strands, as he claimed, new evidence, if you allow the suckers to go on, the man could point the thing back down to Trinidad.
Yeah.
And that is why, Andre, what is instructive here to note is the public interest.
That is why the DPP made that decision.
The call. It's nothing to do with that. It's the public interest. And that's why I say the public ought to be educated as to these happenings. In any legislation or any laws made or brought before the House of Parliament and so on, ought to have an element of public interest. So going forward, even this administration or any administration to come or pass, the acid test of any laws, Andre, or regulation or legislation has to have the public interest. You have to pass the public interest test. Whose interest are you holding? Whose interest are you representing by making those laws? And it's not about one man or to say because you perceive a person might be bright to accept what is in the public interest. And the DPP made the decision in the public interest. And the attorney, Andre, ought to be called out. Because what he's doing, he very well knows that is not the procedure. He very well knows. So the fact that he's coming on media and advising, giving that narrative and that notion, when he fully well knows or should know what is the procedure if he has a grievance, what is the route to take, and he's coming and advocate a route that he knows is not proper. Separation of powers. So either A, trying to beat the Prime Minister down a road by telling him, go and get yourself involved in something you do supposed to get involved, or B, he would have some prior discussion with the person and see what our gun say that. So he leaves a lot of things to wonder.
I believe he's trying to trap the Prime Minister.
Well, he has to be. But the DPP in his deliberate judgment recognize this thing is not in the interest of the public.
Yeah.
And let me use my authority here.
Let me use the powers vested
in me
by the Chief Justice of the OECS.
So the DPP, no, I applaud the DPP. But let the attorney know, too smart died in front of one smart though, because he was too smart. Winston James, good morning.
Let me ask a question here, Carl. And this is a big one. You know, I pop in surprises on you this morning. Where is Jimmy Bristol? Do you realize that Jimmy Bristol has gotten his wish of Keith Mitchell being out of office? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can say he's a NDC supporter because they had their falling out, but I don't know. But do you realize you have not heard Jimmy Bristol?
Andre Donald, I need to say something at this juncture. And it's simply this, Andre Donald. It is simply this. When the new National Party was in power, Andre Donald.
Office, I prefer to say.
Well, the corridors of power, that's my thing.
Okay, I get you, bro.
There was a plethora, a cadre of critical thinkers or persons parading in this country under the umbrella of critical thinkers. And they used to habla. On every issue, they were the repository of knowledge. And they didn't so afraid to give their views. All of a sudden, Andre Donald, the National Democratic Congress in power, and cat eat them men and them tongue. So critical thinkers, where are you?
You believe that is the thing?
Well, cat eat their tongue because I ain't hearing them. You have to be. Andre, them men and them was the repository of every knowledge in Grenada. And they was parading under the umbrella of, it's not politics. It's not partisan. I'm just a critical thinker. I'm just saying it as it is. All of a sudden, after June 23rd, Parliament take hiatus. Like they go somewhere and cat bite out tongue. And even a man sing a song. He say, give them cat, they go talk. But even you give them cat, no, they don't talk in.
Wasn't upgrader?
Yes.
Upgrader sign.
And if you feel Jimmy they in that, give him cat, he might just talk.
You talk.
But
hold on, I want to tell you something that I heard over the past 24 hours. I hear jab going in England.
By jab, in my view, Andre, in my view, and I'm going to make a statement here now.
No, be very careful with your utterances.
Yeah, no. In nothing. In my thing, jab work for that. Jab work for that, Andre. Let me be very, very clear like Stephen A. Smith. I ain't begrudge jab that. Jab work for that.
I ain't begrudge. No, we ain't begrudge.
No. Jab work for that.
Saying that jab going in England.
And as a matter of fact, I want to be on record and commending whoever. Cause jab to go in London.
Yeah,
jab work for that.
We have to export the culture.
Yeah, but when you work, you have to be rewarded. Mm-hmm. You ought to be rewarded, and that one thing I'll be with my hands in the air and see jab work for that. And when people work, they have to be rewarded, Andre. You have to recognize them because listen, Andre, appreciation is the best move for any relationship to improve. So all kudos. As a matter of fact, I will give that a forward. Jab work for that.
Yeah, jab going England. Because
if jab didn't care.
If jab going England, I'm glad.
Because if he had a job on Sesame Street, why jab can be in England?
Let jab go in the palace.
Yeah, man. and added to that jab work hard for a lot of years. Mm-hmm. When a lot of other people refused to work.
Jab work.
And even jab methods, they was not always right. But they seem effective. Okay, even when people from the same clan used to beat up on jab didn't stop work.
Jab steady course.
Yeah. Jab is one of them people and them all up. You have to give something by and I applaud the administration or the powers that be or whoever caused jab to go in London. Well done. And I'm saying that without any apology or equivocally.
Export with culture.
Yes.
Export with culture.
Because if you had jab on Sesame Street, let jab in the palace.
Jab in the palace.
So Notting Hill Carnival next year will get a bigger boost.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning to you, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Mr. Andrew, you used a word there, you said something there, that you are extra true, although you say you don't have any proof on it, but you are extra true. I just want to let you know that your statement is correctly true.
Which statement, sir?
Mr. Bristol is totally rejoicing over the fall of Dr. Mitchell.
Oh, okay, then.
He's totally, and when I say totally, I have the facts on it, which I wouldn't disclose, but he's totally rejoicing. Although he was not here for the results of the election, but he knew all what went on, and he's totally.
Oh, he was not here?
No.
Where was he?
Away.
Where?
Out of the state.
Well, duh.
Right. Out of the state, but he was totally in support of the getting rid of Dr. Mitchell.
So he's not back yet?
From information, no.
Okay. Maybe that's why he's not talking.
No. But what you said there, you're quite right. He was one of the persons working, perhaps, as you said, he never showed that if he was at NBC, but yes, he was still supporting NBC. Although he had joined the other party and left it and whatnot, he was supporting the NBC. And these are what I'm telling you here. It's not make up, facts. Total facts. In what you and Mr. Carl was saying just now there, then again, Mr. Carl is totally right. But I thought and realized that the result would have worked out almost the same way, because as he said, the Mr. Hood had actually given up, had actually accepted the plea that the fellows took. So for him to come back now and wanted a new other condition, I realized that would have been a tall order to climb. Plus that, I listened to Dr. Alexis, last night with Callister. And just what Carl is saying there, Dr. Alexis is saying similar words to that. So the DPP was within his right to do what he did. Total right. And based on what Dr. Alexis is saying. So at no way the DPP made any mistake. The DPP have the power and the right to do what he did. So you all are on grounds there. Totally
Thank you.
Clifford.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing fairly okay, you know.
Clifford, let it be very, very clear. When we come here on Real FM on those programs on them, we don't come here to hoodwink nobody. We don't come here to get the emotions of people. We come here to educate and to give the 50 people that are listening Real FM facts and information.
Well, you have been seemed to be and are known to be. As I said, I didn't know you long before. I heard about you, but I didn't know you. I heard when you was in Victoria. I must have seen you in Victoria and don't even know when you was police. But you seem to be very knowledgeable about current affairs. You seem to be very knowledgeable about current affairs. I could go down and boast that way.
Because what does take me glasses off and put me in Marco knob on. So
you did?
Yeah, I changed my name to the mighty Fluto. No, but Clifford,
you have to start to sing for people to get in him.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, Clifford, when we hear, it is our business to give truthful information to the citizenry. And we pride ourselves on that. So when we speak on issues here, we don't come and just habla. They might not like it, some people, but they could go and check it, fact check it, and then see what you say that wasn't proper. Because we pride ourselves on information. We pride ourselves on the fact that we have an audience out there who relies on us every day on information on varying topics. So when we come here, it's not only about politics. It's about the way of life. It is about every topic we have a handle and we could discuss and add something to the discussion.
Yeah, well, I like those kind of things because I'm one that don't just back. I believe in backing
Nah.
because of support. I don't back because of support. I back when I think it's necessary to back. And when whoever support look for blows, I give them blows. That is kind of the spirit that I like to operate with. I may scale down on the amount of blows I give, but I don't giving you right when you're wrong. And tell you to fight on how you're going.
All right.
The last thing is I understand that the government have hold back on the farm labor support as from yesterday. So they put it on hold for a time. They didn't say when. I don't know what they are looking at. But I think this farm labor thing have to be done well. Otherwise, you will be just throwing money down the drain again. When the Cocoa Board did a thing some time ago, and it was NMP government that gave some money for that, for Witch's Broom, taking out Witch's Broom. I personally told the manager that this doesn't make any sense. You're just throwing money. There was a program where the NMP gave some money for farmers to take out Witch's Broom in their land, and they had a team taking out Witch's Broom. It is not easy to spend those kind of money and removing Witch's Broom from land. That was a waste of money. And any money government is giving for agriculture must be properly spent. A proper program must be put together. If you didn't put a proper program together, it doesn't make sense. I understand that the government gave $300,000, $350,000 for cocoa, $360,000 for nutmeg, and they're asking both organizations to do the work for themselves. That might be good, but the organization, as far as I know, do not have any field assistance now. Going and take this money and just spend it on farms have to be properly done. Otherwise, don't put government money into that like that. I'm seriously concerned. There is a need to put a lot of money into agriculture, but be careful how you're putting that money into agriculture.
Thank you, Clifford.
Thank you.
What happened?
I laugh at my partner Anthony too.
Why you say?
You see, I always respect the statement that some people make. When the shoe is on the other foot, it doesn't always be good.
It doesn't always fit.
All right. Do you know that Anthony told jumping up wanted to say, who is Jab Jab?
Yeah?
Yeah. All you always saying, speak for people to understand. I don't know who is Jab Jab. Anthony told you out in the woods with that one. Baby daddy wants to know who is Jab Jab. When Jab Jab reach in England, I will know.
When there's a job in Buckingham Palace,
yeah, and Jab going Buckingham. Woo! When Jab reach in Europe, then we know great I'll get it forward.
Yeah, but Andre Clifford made a point there about the farm labor support.
Mm-hmm.
And I listened to the permanent secretary speak, and he gave some reasons why they felt that it was not ready. I always believe in value for money, Andre.
Mm-hmm.
If the government, whoever government or party that is in government decide to spend money in the farm labor support, I believe in value for money. And many a times on this radio station, Andre Donald, I had my views, strong views about the farm labor support. Even some of the views I had, me and you didn't agree on them. And that is good. And he made mention of, in terms of collating the information. And a lot of times, Andre, we try to treat farming, agriculture, and things in a particular way like a stepchild. And I'll tell you why. Now, in all intention purposes, we speak of farmers as Don's people. And that is a fact. if you didn't take school, go and do farming. That is a fact. That is no knocking nobody.
Mhm.
But now, when information has to be gathered, you're telling men, go online. So how you could believe that farmers is at the lower elk academically, because that's what you're saying. And then when some information come when you would be to help the farmers, you tell them go online. And so when the permanent secretary say now they didn't gather, they need more information in, that tells a story right there. You need something between there, you need some fixing, or you need some people to cool it or gather the information. You need something, which I agree, you shouldn't go into the program and with these things and them hanging. Secondly, he mentioned the fact that the assembling of the gangs used to be done by a contractor, and they feel that thing. But I still want the powers that be, including the permanent secretary. Not every person you could just gather a plethora of names and attach to this farm thing. You have to know the people. So you might best be persons on the ground who know. You don't just send people on farm. Because there was this farmer, they send people on farm, and after the men and them finish work, the man, he cost him more to fix the lines and so on.
Oh, they cut the line.
Yeah. So he's not just putting together a cadre and names. In putting together those names, Andre, he has to be person of a particular thing. Because I was telling you yesterday, Andre, a man come to your farm and do some cutlassing, and you could watch and know who up to it. He's not discriminating. The man who is up to it will take his time and clean. Take his time when he cut, he put the grass in a little ball and rest it down like mulch. But the man who just come for the money and he just bram.
Just pass blade.
If you have trees, a lot get cut down, a lot of peas tree get cut down, grass, cut grass, rest over grass or the cut. And that is the reality of the situation, Andre. And I said that before, so it's not now about knocking nobody. That is my view on the thing from day one. The persons that you are sending to assist farmers are to be persons who are in the know-how. Just like Andre, the bushing program. And we here was clamoring and say school near, so let the people get it. But in doing it, especially the people with the weed workers, Andre, they had to have some pride in doing it also. And not every person that has a weed worker understand how to use a weed worker. And that's something we always speak about here, so it's not a first time thing. The 50 would know. When you're on the road, a vehicle coming through, you have to remember a vehicle coming through. And it could have done, you don't continue cutting with your head down.
I've always said, Carl, that one of the things that they should do in relation to that is the tarpaulin. Use the tarpaulin. I first saw it being used in 2004. Yeah, Carl?
Yeah.
Yeah. I first saw it being used by the Trinidadians in the Lagoon Road area. You have a long piece of tarpaulin and two persons holding the tarpaulin and two guys cutting. So they're moving along and they continue to cut. Now, this morning, right by me, Carl, right by me, I come out the house, and on the other side of the road, there's a gentleman using a weed eater. And I realized that I needed to get out of there pretty quickly.
With haste,
because he turned his back to the property and not his back to the road. So his back is turned to the property on the other side of the road. So he's pushing Carl and pushing towards me, whereas he should have been pushing towards the other empty space because there's nothing there. And a vehicle came along, and he was just cutting as with nobody's business. Nobody's business. And I was about to say something, but then sometimes, it is better to hold your peace and just leave it alone, because you say something and then people misread and they get upset and whatever, and you don't want to get people upset in those sort of situations, because it has happened before with the same weed eating in the same area there. And I say, hey, Bridget, you're pushing the wrong way. And that brought a whole heap of hullabaloo. Now it's another government, it's another brother, and doing the same thing, which tells me that the people are not understanding what it is in relation to a weed eater on the road. And it may come a time, Carl, there may come a time when people will be told you cannot use the weed eater on the side of the road. You have to use cutlasses. It will happen. Somebody will get damaged, because when you cut in like that, you, not any one of your co-workers, you're not outfitted properly to be close to a weed eater. You don't have the gear. And this is something I've been saying from time immemorial, and the officials at the Ministry of Works, they refuse to look at this. And it is something that they need to look at. If there are going to be people using weed eaters in the morning, every single person, including the person who's using the weed eater, must be dressed appropriately. Every single person must be dressed appropriately. And those who are going to be closer to the gentlemen using the weed eaters, the women, i.e. the women, they are not wearing goggles. And just one little piece of debris, And it didn't even want to be a stone, Carl. It can be a piece of stick that I would just dislodge. And that's a missile coming your way, and it hits you in your eye. Ministry of Health under problems again. And then we're going to go and say, well, you don't know Kit Mitchell didn't leave nothing in the Ministry of Health. We have to take that responsibility. And I'm making the call again. And this one is not for the minister, Carl. No, this is not for the minister. This is for the people within the Ministry of Communication and Works, Public Utilities, whatever it's called this time around. These people know when you giving the persons a contract, there must be certain prerequisites in relation to the contract.
Mm-hmm.
Not just you just give a man a contract just so. That ain't working. That does not work. It is not about just causing someone who supports, a political party to get a contract. No, I'm saying we need to stop that. And the people who are working in the offices, you need to bring that forward to the minister so that becomes a policy.
Yeah. Transformation.
That becomes a policy. I've been speaking about it before, and I continue to speak about it because it is something that bothers not only me, but other road users and people who have homes that are close to the road. There must be a policy. If there is no policy, the people are going to perish because it's only a matter of time. When someone loses a windscreen
or eye,
and then that person will take the government to court because it's the government that employ them.
And the word temporary would not be a hold up, eh?
No. So it just has to happen. People have to do so and understand that. Just as we change in different things, just as we don't wear belts anymore in our pants and they're allowed to sag and reach down by our knee, and when we want to run, we have to hold it and run, hold it up to run. Just as we're doing that right now, let us do other things as it's been done in the bigger countries. Let us do it as it's been done. Just as how you believe that marijuana should be legal. Not that I don't think it should be. But just as you believe you could smoke your blunt in the road and the police can't think nothing because you're smoking your blunt, just as how you believe that, then do other things. Morning, calculator.
Yes, Andre Donald. Anthony too. You have a notion what they call electronic footprints. Electronic footprints means you could delete, you could do all things what the footprints did. You see your carbon footprints, just so your electronic footprints. Anthony too. So all delete could delete, but electronic footprints.
That you delete, who wants to delete could delete. That is a business.
Delete is like Johnny come lately.
Yeah.
Roy, Cartwright.
Mm-hmm. But wait, this job person delete, blah, blah, blah. That way, please. Go ahead and delete now.
Anthony, to the electronic footprints is there. Do you find somebody calling you there? No?
Let me just say this, yeah? God, if when you buy a piece of clothing, Carl, it's new, but it is not altogether fully cleaned.
No.
When you wash your clothes, Carl, nice and whatever, and you use the ozone products in your clothes.
Oh, again, pay?
Yeah, again, pay by Kenny. When you use your ozone products in your clothes and your clothes is all nice and bouncy, Carl, it's not altogether clean because you hang it out to dry. And you and I know
pick up impurities.
That impurities continue to be in the air.
Yeah.
So I'm saying this in reference to electronic footprints. Once it starts, it starts. There's nothing to take it away. Once it has started, it has started.
Andre Donald. Based, and I replying to Antonito here. Based on the fact that delete has to be an action, means you don't take in ownership and you don't proud of the thing. You need to delete what you're proud of. By. If you believe in something and you stand by, do the heavens fall. Delete never an option. So the mere fact that delete is an option is an indication as you don't proud of the product. But the electronic footprints there. And then risk and reward. That is something in life, Andre. You take a risk aimed at being rewarded. And that was the risk. And you receive the reward. So no need to. The ends always justify the means, Andre. The ends justify the means. And as the superintendent told Capone, your means of crime fighting is effective, but they're not always right. Simple.
What? You could take down all the clothes in the wall you want to take down. You didn't know. Eh? You didn't know.
I sure you didn't know.
Yeah, you didn't know.
Crazy was a mechanic. Any kind of motor.
I could really fix it.
Fix it now. Only 1,500 days, Anthony, too.
No. 1,448, I think.
Yeah.
Anthony, check it first.
I know, just tell us how much more days, Anthony.
Yeah, how many more days to election, Anthony?
You're the bright man in the media, Anthony.
You're the man who knows figures. How many more days to election?
You see,
no, we ain't counting weeks and months and years. We're counting days. How many more days?
You see how because we copy a lot of the American thing here, and since Biden take office in almost all them major news network, you see a thing a clock up.
Yeah.
How much more days?
Yeah,
how much more days?
We gotta put a clock here, Carl.
Yes.
That? Yeah. I'll see if I get a clock.
Antonito.
Yeah, Antonito. Yeah, help us count the days, Antonito. How many more days to elections when it is constitutionally due? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Andre. Good morning, Mr. Carl.
Good morning, sir.
Andre, Carl, I remember the Prime Minister made a comment to say that it's better to have a poor government and the people be rich and healthy. But when I look at what is going on, the ministers getting healthy, and the poor people are getting poorer and poorer. Because you just come in within a certain time, you're increasing this allowance, travel allowance.
Do you know that for a fact? That has been said.
Okay, that
But
is said.
that has
Allegation.
been said.
Allegation.
That isn't that, yeah, because I don't know it for a fact. So I don't want you to do something, say that.
Allegation.
It is alleged that that is going to happen. Let us
that's
see whether or not. I've not seen anything to that effect. Good.
So then it's alleged. What I'm saying, okay, like, I do believe, yes, the ministers and them salary should be moved, but not only them. Each and every workers, they work in with what the pay that they're getting, it should be moved. And I do believe you should look at the less fortunate and try to help them than of helping yourself. Because what we have to understand, like, when more money in the hands of people, it's better in the country. It's better for the country. More people spend. Because I say that if you give a man $500, he spend $1,000. He spend $1,000 because you know but he goes spend $1,000 because people want money and they have money they will spend, and the money more money circulated towards the country is better for the country. It's better for the country. I'm simply I want to say I'm simply Andre, I do believe as a father in a home, cannot tell me that the wrong thing going on in a home and you the father don't know about it. You know about it. So they when say there's no one good, no one have everything good. But there's very wrong thing going on. We have to call out and speak about the wrong things that are going on. And we call upon the Prime Minister. What is going on within the workers? The workers, they need to take a stand. And the people that doing that because it seems that they have even if they try to seek a revenge back to the NMP supporters. I call upon you are the leader. You all take a stand. I always say, who will get you wrong, not your enemy, but those who are wrong you. Because so they may have a gripe with some other LNP people, but you might have a gripe with them, but they could bring you down. So you have to stand up and be the leader. You tell the Grenadian people you will be a leader for everyone. And when you are a leader and a prime minister, you are prime minister for each and everyone. And when the wrong thing is going on, you have to take it over and deal with the situation. Because in the home, Andrew and Carl, you cannot blame the children for when the wrong thing going on and the father didn't home. It's the father we had to get we fall upon. So you have to stand up and do what is right for each and everyone. And you have a blessing. Carl. Yes.
Have a nice day, yes, sir.
Yes, caller, have a nice day. Andre Donald. We live not in a vacuum, and we live in a global village. Everything near now. You just go on your phone if you want to see somebody in China, and now you're talking like you could feel them. So, St. Kitts, there's a very interesting development in St. Kitts, Andre.
Oh, I heard about it. It has to do with buggery or something.
Yeah. The High Court in St. Kitts decriminalizes buggery in St. Kitts Nevis. And that is interesting, Andre. Because the same set of judges and thing other sit or could sit in our jurisdiction. St. Kitts is part of the OECS 100 now. And that is a topic that always seems to be the elephant in the room. That because we claim to be of a Christian ilk, it's a taboo topic that nobody wants to talk about it, and it's a hush-hush topic. And you go watch somebody and as they pass and say, "That man, XYZ, XYZ, XYZ," but that ruling here open something. He opened I won't say the floodgate, but he opened the discussion. So it's a discussion that ought to be held in Andre. Because the same constitution that is very close. Because remember all the Caribbean, the OECS and so on, the constitutions are very close to one another. Because the same set of people that give the constitution. And in part of the ruling, say certain sections in Section 56 and 57 contravenes Section 3 and 7 and so on in the Constitution. So part of the Constitution contravenes, that was the ruling held by the court. So is a discussion that will be aired in, and certain persons might take a forward from the fact that a man get through in St. Kitts and try it in our environs, and it would not remain a taboo topic, Andre. It would be a topic with we would have to have the difficult conversation, honestly.
Right away.
Yeah.
What is impossible? It'll take a little bit longer, but the difficult conversation, which is this thing about buggery, we have to and
you have to be honest.
Yeah. And you see, the thing is, based on how the law is, it speaks to buggery.
Yes.
Which is one man having sex
with another man. Consent,
right? But it doesn't speak of anything with one woman having sex with another woman.
So that was the conversation.
That is discrimination right there.
Yes. So the conversation, the taboo conversation.
Yeah, we need to have it. And we can lead the way, you know. We can lead the way.
Well, really, FM is not afraid of.
I tell you what, Carl and I, we're going to have a program pretty soon about that. Adult topics in the night.
Yes.
Adult topics. Send the children to sleep. And by 10 o'clock, we'll be talking. Yeah. Ha! Who does disappear in night? And we need to talk about that too.
Yeah, who does disappear in night? I'm not drinking and get drunk because.
Yeah.
Anan! Don't force me on.
You must not drink and get drunk.
Especially when you're on foreign soil.
Yeah. You know, if you're there home, you go drink, you fall along a neighbor will pick you up, take you out to the gym.
2008, man dressed like chef.
Yeah. I'm going through that.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Chef.
2022, man drinking and staggering.
In Trinidad and Tobago.
In Trinidad and Tobago. Andre Donald.
Why?
Andre Donald,
You say, well, who is that chef? A man say, no, I'm not the chef. That man is so and so and so and so.
Andre Donald, I received a phone call in the wee hours of the morning, about 3:30 a.m. this morning, and say, well, who that could be? And this person
who
said,
me? Then you who can be.
So then I answer in this thing. I say, well, what if France you calling me for? They say, Master Carl, what going on? It is alleged that that the present Prime Minister intends to rent someplace in Landsap. That the person say. It is alleged, so I don't know. I only reporting what they say. So out of the abundance of caution, I put the proviso, it is alleged. But I say in my mind, well, I have to take out my glasses and cause my Marco knob on to be on. So I'll be visiting the parish of St. George to see if what the person says of substance. And if it's not of substance, I'll come back and say, do call me in the morning and tell me things what is not true.
No, I don't feel like it's true. So tell him and call him now. And tell him don't call you and tell you things. Send a message right.
No, you listening. So you listening.
Yeah.
So if you know you call me this morning 3:30,
that is stupid.
And you tell me things what not true, cease.
So you tell him I'm gonna rent house.
Yeah.
Who gonna rent house in Landsap?
He said the Prime Minister. That was he said.
So what they call it out there then?
Montreal.
But say, and you coming here with that stupidness car?
I say Montreal is the official residence. So I say, you know, I'm not part of the National Democratic, but however, I have to be fair. I can just run in my mouth and saying things what is not true. So call Andre Donald confirm that is not true.
That's not true.
So do call me and tell me this thing. And you wake me up too early to tell me that.
What's wrong with you? That's stupid as you coming.
The man say, you're going on radio, this man say yes. I see I go mention it with the proviso.
But watch, don't come here with that
alleged.
dotishness on them. Don't come with that dotishness on them. I'm telling
you. So
right.
So I don't wear no chef clothes.
You don't scratching nobody's hand.
And I'm not a known consumer of adult beverages.
I don't scratching hand.
No, and no scratching hand, and holding scratch. That is not part of my thing.
Well, according to Antonito, it's not 1,500. It's 1,757 more days.
Okay, Antonito.
Yeah.
Well, we go walk with that.
Yeah, we go walk with that. 68 done gone already. No, plenty. Yeah, July. Yeah. Okay. All right. We have a caller. Morning. You didn't hear that? Hello?
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm surprised to hear that Job should be in the parties. The Job a few years ago was demand in Sates. They were called demand. So I'm surprised now. You all have a nice day.
Carla, you must be surprised because you have selective memory. And you fully well know what's going on. Don't pretend. Don't call here and pretend you're very much surprised. But really surprised, just a few months ago, last month or this month still, you witnessed Job in Sortes. Last year, you saw Job in Sortes. Even when it was not legally right to you still see Job. You come in here now and pretend, but you're surprised. You don't surprise. Stop that. You're not surprised. You know what's going on, but you just feel you have to call and say that. You don't surprise. You know something what you know shouldn't surprise you. You're surprised. It was called demon. Yes, he got a job in London. Do that. Or you don't say about bring facts. Debunk that.
Debunk that.
Call and disprove you not job in London. That's what we want you to do. Do thing. We here. We all one people, but you now should call and prove to Carl Kate and Andre Donald there would be no job in London. Because you like to think I would bring the evidence and bring facts. He who alleged must prove. You call back and prove to the 50 listeners that you not job in London.
Let me just say something to Antonito. Antonito, you see that day? Stop that stupidness. You must learn to have head. I just telling him he must learn to have head. You be having a close spin. Stop that. You know better than that. Fret me.
Don't fret me, you know. Them saying John Thomas upgrade I sing that song, don't fret me. Are you fretting me?
What call that morning? Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Andre.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Mr. Carl.
Morning.
Mr. Andre, you know how long your partner trying to get you? Hold on.
Yes, she gets you. What's your problem?
Mr. Donald, good morning.
What's your problem?
Oh, God. Andre, Jesus. Anyway, first thing, Mr. Carl, morning.
Morning.
Oh, guys, I'm calling you with the camera me back.
Yes.
Mr. Donald, about a whole hour now, matter of fact, as soon as I put on my phone, I'm going to get credit to put back on my phone on your behalf.
Okay, I'll do that. Yeah.
So social point. Yeah, Mr. Carl.
Hey.
The papers are giving me problem, man. And papers are doing, it's going down. I'm getting a bone in the hair, blackish.
A bone in the hair, the paper?
Yes, man. They're getting black and the hair happening out and so on. So I have to get rid of some. But I'm still planting. I planted some yesterday.
So, well, you will call back after the program.
No problem.
And you get my number and I'll go advise you because I think I have an idea of what you're talking about.
All right, fair enough. Secondly, you always what I always advocate about the farm labor project, farm labor assistance and so on from government. And you always advocate value for money. And when I heard later on, earlier on that they has postponed it. But the criteria and what you have to go through and what I'm done. It doesn't matter that I don't receive the assistance. But I hate to see government money wasted. There's a part of my area here whereby the government did that plot almost 3 times. The last time they did it, they said that the owner have to plant the nutmeg. As soon as they finished with that plot, the owner went and they get about 12 nutmeg trees and plant in that clean spot. I have to call it clean at that time. And Mr. Nal, I could take a picture of this and show you almost quarter of an acre what the people did. Goats are tying inside the you can see a nutmeg tree. Now, this thing, it sort of affects me when I see government fund waste.
Value for money.
I don't care if I don't get the assistance at all. In my land, Sunday to Sunday, I do my thing for myself, but I don't always like to see value for money. Somebody might only want the assistance because it is free. And I hope that the government put good structure in place to control that program. I see, apart from what that particular plot I speak about, I see other areas when it's hard to believe. And I have to blame the field officers. I don't know if they have friendship in it or whatsoever. I don't care. But I don't like to see government fund waste. And I just hope they get it right.
Yeah, well, I applaud
the amount of money that they are spending.
I applaud the bold move to say, okay, fine, we need to get it right. And I applaud the bold move that they've made. And just pray that, they get it right so that the funds, the funds of the people, and that's what we have to remember all the time, is the funds of the people cannot be wasted, yes?
Let me interject here before I forget that substantial point. Whereby the people who send to work for you on that farm, as Carl rightly said, they just decide, well, look, I'm not working with you, I'm working for the government. And when they come and they just bram some bush and they cover bush, and you as the owner, you as the farmer cannot tell them anything, I don't support that.
Yeah, that has to change.
I support not to get the assistance. Because once they're going to come to work on my farm, they're going to do it exactly how I want it. I'll forget it. I do it for myself. And that's how it's supposed to be. So I just hope they get it right this time around.
Yeah. So you're good?
Thank you, gentlemen. I spring some young cauliflower.
You're spraying them?
Yeah.
What are you putting on them?
With the can on my back.
Okay.
Have a good day, gentlemen.
You too, brother. Take care. 91. You're the real boss.
Okay. Primus. Yeah. Sometimes when you spray or administer anything, you have to choose the time of day to 100 because the UV light from the sun sometimes diminish the product. Yeah. So sometimes it might best to spray very early.
Like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Or when the UV goes down a bit.
Like about 4 or 5 o'clock.
Yeah. And if it's for insects you're spraying, it is better to spray 4, 5, 6 because the insects
that's when they walk.
Come out. So even spraying has structure to it. It's just no matter of spraying. So sometimes you waste the product by the time you spray. And just with just like with the human body, Andre, you need nutrients, and based on your age, you might need more of a particular type. When you're young and so on, you would need a particular type, but when you're of age, same thing with plants. When they're of age in the nutritional intake, because you have to give the plants nutrition for 2 reasons there, Andre: to keep alive and thriving, and 2, to produce. So the older a plant get, he might need more. You understand? And sometimes we neglect that possibility. So, but I'll have a talk with Primus. Or he could call.
Somebody tell me what Andre Hoshimod. Yeah.
What happened again?
They just tell me Hoshimod at that time. I can't speak now. Me timed up yet.
But same thing always this year time, but after you see now by them boy them forcing me hand. So maybe they forcing your hand, you never know.
What I want us to do, and what we will do, is that we will, once we start our nighttime program, because this one is not for this time of the day, nighttime adult program, we will seek to find out the sexual preferences of our leaders in the Caribbean.
Caribbean leaders.
Yeah. All those who are straight, those who plain straight, those who bisexual, those who straight but gay.
Who having 2 bites at the cherry.
Yeah.
Like
those who having, who
like you get a new ball in the evening and you bowl for 10 overs and then tomorrow morning you come back fresh.
You come back fresh again, yeah. We'll be looking at that. That is our next program, and we'll be calling out.
And at the same time, apart from finding out who gay, straight, and thing, we'll seek to have persons who we know to also give advice to persons that it relates to performing the acts too.
Yeah, because the thing is, you probably wonder, hey, well, why do you want to know people's business? No, it is important that if a particular country has a leader, it is important that the citizenry, that's the word called?
Yeah, the citizenry.
The citizenry, it is important that they know about their leader.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to do something that will offend your leader.
Nope.
So the only how you're going to not do that is to get to know your leader.
Yes.
You have to get to know your leader, because we are going to find ourselves in the world one day, if we don't have it already, Carl, and we just don't know, that a transgender person might end up being a leader.
Yes.
That could happen. And we need to know.
Yes.
We need to know. There's some people who will never marry.
Yes.
And we just need to know.
Yes, their view on it.
Their view on it.
And that the program encompass those things, Andre. And it will be both one where you get a lot of information, where you learn new things, you will learn new techniques, because at the end of the day, it would be something we intend for persons to be a part of and a learning process for even us hosting it. There's a lot of things we'll get to know.
Yeah, learning process. And we will invite people who are openly gay, because there are those in our society, like it or not, there are those in our society who are openly gay.
And we need to have that conversation, so we need not to discriminate. If a man chooses to walk in a particular way, Andre, it is not, the authority has not been given to us by the Ancient of Days to judge that person. But at the same time, we need to have a level of understanding as to, we will not stereotype that person and so on. We may not agree with, but understanding the person would give us a better way of assessing the situation and not, again, go on emotions, because a lot of times we address those topics on emotions, and we ought not to address those important issues. And based on the recent ruling in St. Kitts and Nevis, Andre, it is at our doorstep.
Yeah. And if it is in St. Kitts, hey, we have heard, and I don't have facts, but we have heard statements made about the sexual preferences of our island leader, prime minister to the east of us, Barbados. We have heard about her sexual preferences.
Yes.
I don't have anything to prove it,
No.
so therefore I can't say that she is here or there.
But there's been this chatter.
there's been chatter.
Yeah.
There's chatter in the stratosphere.
Yeah.
There's chatter. So what we need to find out, what we need to know is who else.
Yeah, that conversation need to be held.
Yeah, who else is in the mix? So we need to handle that conversation most definitely. But the time has come when we need to say goodbye.
To all our company.
Yeah.
REL. REEL FM.
Oh yeah. let me just say
the Igwe.
Let me just what's the name of the program, Carl? And that's going to be a program that we are going to seek to do at home.
Yeah.
You gonna be in your house, I gonna be in my house. The Igwe gotta be in his house. Nobody here.
How do you have some couch conversations?
No.
Conversation on the couch.
Couch conversation is for husband and wife.
Andre Donald, we now speaking about having an open conversation.
But tell you that is what
and
it's
use,
for.
Yeah, Andre Donald, well, that's your view. I respect it, but I don't must agree.
So who sent you?
No, I'm just letting you know.
Who sent you to agree?
I'm just letting you know, bro.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, so we gotta go, listeners. Thanks for continuing the 50. But at the same time, that is a very interesting program.
Very interesting.
Something to look forward to.
Okay, so that's it. God bless you. Take care, friends.